On Sunday, the Steelers took apart the Browns thanks to a combination of excellent coaching and immense talent. First snap of the game, and Cameron Heyward is going to set the tone. The Browns are lined up in I right. This formation and the variations of it have been a staple of the Browns offense this season. Kevin Stefanskis is a huge proponent of tight ends and loves to use them to set the edge in these formations, allowing the line to run power schemes inside. The Browns keep defenses honest by running a number of these to the weak side, taking advantage of the natural angles against the D-line. And much of their passing attack is based off of boot action out of these looks. So how did Keith Butlers Defense counter this? Well, in obvious run situations, the Steelers would shift a D-tackle, usually Cameron Heyward, over the tight end. Here, Heyward is playing the left end, a spot usually occupied by TJ Watt. This gives them a 50-pound advantage and lines up an all-pro run stuffer against the receiving tight end. And it's not to say that TJ can't set the edge, because he most certainly can, but it also frees up Watt, allowing Keith Butler to use him on a run blitz. As mentioned earlier, the Browns love to run to the weak side of these formations. So to counter that, the Steelers have Tyson Alualu in the backside A-gap trying to force a double team from the center and guard. And 3 linebackers all stood up in space, ready to pounce on the weak side run. By setting the linebackers back from the line of scrimmage, the Steelers countered the natural angles the offensive line would have had on them if they were playing a traditional 4-man line. If they were to run to the weak side, Joel Patino and Jedrick Willis would have to match TJ Watt, Bud Dupree, and Vince Williams in space. And good luck with that. On the snap, Heyward times his shuffle and punch to perfection, getting the inside grip on Hooper's pads and just drives him into the backfield. He'll stick out his paw, halting Kareem Hunt's progress with just one arm as the Steelers hustle to bring him down. Here it is in full speed. Here's a look again to start the second half, and once again, the All-Pro Heyward is too good for the Browns. And here's the formation on a crucial 4th and 1. The Steelers lined up condensed to take away the QB sneak, and this time, TJ is going to blitz directly over the center. Tua and Alualu do a great job to drive back the double team, allowing Watt to play over the line, and Heyward easily powers through the dual tight end block, meeting TJ in the backfield for the turnover on downs. Jumping back to the first 3rd down, and the Browns motion Hooper across formation, revealing what appears to be a cover 2 man. Cleveland has a nice play design here against the man, running a slant flat combo. However, a beautifully disguised robber zone by Minka Fitzpatrick completely fools Baker as he steps in front of the slant for a pick 6. And the beatdown shall commence. What I want to get across is just how much of a team effort this was by the defense. The Steelers gained tackle like no other team in the NFL, attacking the run like a pack of wild hyenas. Here, the Browns are on a 2 tight end look, motioning Harrison Bryant over the C-gap. This has become a common run look in the NFL, with the Browns this time running to the weak side. But watch Terrell Edmunds. He's clearly been in the film room and recognized the motion immediately, attacking the B-gap on the run blitz and forcing the run back inside. Vince Williams reads the play as well, knifing through. However, Kareem Hunt manages to bounce off the tackle, only to be met by TJ Watt. Running it back, you can see the instant recognition by the Steelers unit, suffocating any available space. This time, keep your eye on the left guard, as he does an amazing job on the run blitz. First, he's going to double Heyward, then extending to pancake Edmunds. So they even got a good play from the line, but the Steelers are just too good. A little later in the half, it's 3rd down and the Browns motion from double wide into trips right, revealing what appears to be a man coverage, with some form of blitz. Minka was only faking his blitz though, dropping in to play that robber zone as he did earlier on the pick 6. The rush gets to Baker before he has a chance to look Landry's way, and he's forced to scramble right and just toss it away. The magic of this play comes when you see the end zone view. Stephon Tuitt does a great job squeezing the pocket, driving the double team back 8 yards. This allows Cameron Heyward and Watt to tee off against single coverage and both meet Baker in under 2 seconds. They're both going to use the same move. Watch as the pair get underneath their man and then extend with their inside arm, creating separation so that the lineman cannot get their hands on them, and then driving back the off-balance man. Heyward's gonna get greedy, trying to strip the ball away from Mayfield, who does a good job to escape the pocket. But check out Devin Bush here. His responsibility is 31. It's the fullback, so he's not likely to be a threat in the passing game. So Bush pressures the pocket, filling a hole Baker might have had to step up into. His eyes are locked on the QB the whole time, and as soon as Baker breaks contain, he beelines towards him, forcing the throwaway. Also, look at this. We mentioned that the Steelers hunt in packs, and here's 4 DBs covering Baker's first option on the scramble drill. Usually with good defenses, you get 1 or 2 star players that create a lot of standout plays. And while TJ Watt is putting together a Defensive Player of the Year campaign, the Steelers are getting big plays from everybody. Firstly, we must mention the play of Pittsburgh's interior line. The combination of Cameron Heyward, Stephon Tuitt, and Tyson Alualu have been out of this world. Judging by their first 5 weeks of production, all 3 should be Pro Bowlers, and if I had a vote, I'd have a couple of them as early season All-Pros. Heyward has been a dominant force in the league for years, here combined with Bud Dupree to shake up Baker. The Steelers run double stunts, with Heyward and Watt aiming to pick the lineman for the loops. Watch Heyward attack the left guard and then give the left tackle a shove, all while staying engaged with the guard. This frees up Bud Dupree for the sack, and when he can't finish the job, Heyward makes Baker pay for it when he throws it away. Tuitt continued his dominant campaign Sunday with 6 QB pressures and twice completely blowing up the run on his own. Watch the perfectly timed swim move here against Chris Hubbard and a great leaping tackle for the stop. And here again against Hubbard, he engages and then just bench presses him away. Another strong tackle, and this time he even causes a fumble, although the Browns are going to recover it. And while Alualu is the 3rd man in the rotation, they're getting elite level production in the 20 to 30 snaps he plays a game. Behind the line, the Steelers are backed up by the fastest linebacking core in the league. Here, the Browns get too cute trying to run a double play action screen, and Bud Dupree is having none of it. He comes screaming off the right edge, isn't fooled by the fake end around, and is joined by his buddy TJ for the big loss. We've made a whole video on Watt, so we won't really cover him in depth here, but it would be wrong of us to not highlight him at all, especially as he helped cause the second INT. Watt times the snap perfectly and is in behind Hooper before he has a chance to chip him, dips under the right tackle, and gets to Mayfield within 2 seconds. Baker does a good job to scramble out of the hit, but is faced with a wall of Steelers pass rush, and he's clearly panicked. As he rolls out right, he throws an ill-advised toss, and Cameron Sutton is there to pick it off. And here's another great play. The Browns are in a similar formation as the first play we looked at. This time they're going to run a stretch right. Nice job by Watt to set the edge and force the run back inside. The Browns appear to have a good push up front. That is until Vince Williams makes a great play. He reads that the Browns are trying to double the tackles, then work up to the second level. So he gets skinny, darting through the playside A-gap, and a gain of Steelers meet him at the ball. Late in the first half, Devin Bush went down with a non-contact knee injury that was later diagnosed as a torn ACL, a devastating blow for its defense. Bush has been a key piece for the Steelers, playing 100% of the snaps this season until that injury. As we mentioned in our TJ Watt video, adding Bush was the key to unlocking TJ as a pure pass rusher last season. So it'll be intriguing to see how the Steelers shuffle around their defense. Bush ended up being replaced by number 41, Robert Spillane. And while it's hard to gauge a player's skill based off 30 snaps in a blowout win, he diagnosed to play well, and he shows us here he can hit. He also has some good genes in his family. His grandfather was a Heisman Trophy winner. In terms of the secondary, they've certainly been the weakest link in the Steelers unit, however they're still playing at an above average rate. They've benefited from an incredible pass rush, which can make them difficult to evaluate. But in turn, they're repaying the line by intercepting those fluttered balls. If Steven Nelson can continue his strong campaign, and Minka Fitzpatrick can play to the level of last season, we'll be seeing the Steelers team deep into January. Thanks for watching. If you want more Steelers content, why not check out our breakdown on Chase Claypool before the draft, and that full video on TJ Watt. Not a Steelers fan? Why not check out our breakdowns on Justin Jefferson's breakout year, or why teams should never punt.